Hello and welcome to another DIY project idea on Martin Roberts Property Titbits. My chance to show you, inspire you with some ideas for things that you can make with stuff hopefully you've got lying around and stuff that doesn't require a massive amount of DIY skills. Make sure that you like this video, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, and also set the little alert thing to let you know when new videos have been posted. So what is today's project? Once again, is using bits and pieces that I've got lying around. I'm going to convert those bits and pieces into a table. Now, it could be an outdoor table, it could be an indoor table. So I'm going to make it multi-purpose. So let's just take a quick look at what I've actually got here. La-di-da-di-da. Let's have a go. What's the basic principle of this project? We are going to, first of all, dismantle this, take the fish off, hopefully. Then I think we are going to create 4 legs using this nice bit of wood here. We're going to cut a groove into that, which this table will sit into. Then we are going to attach those legs together using these nice bits of wood that I've got from that bed. I'm sure it'll all make sense as I go along. Now, I'm normally pretty good at the kind of broadle it together, sort of big furniture stuff. When it comes to more finer work, that's where I start to reach the limits of my capabilities. So, you know, as you develop, you might want to refine your skills, and hopefully I might inspire you that you might discover a skill you've got to create stuff that, you know, could even be something that other people want to buy or you give to people as presents. I mean, you never know. I'm sure that Chippendale started doing that. You know, here you go, Auntie. Have a wardrobe I've just built you. Oh, that's very nice. Don't even know his first name. Anyway, whatever. So let's start with this. Now, first of all, I have to dismantle this. Now, I've now got my glass table. Now, this is perfect. I know, because of what it was used for before and the fact it's got a big label on the top of it, that this is safety glass. You want to make sure that you are using the right kind of glass in any kind of DIY stuff. There's glass that goes in windows that needs to be just certain types of glass. If it's in a door, that glass has to be strengthened. This is going to be a table, so this is going to be strengthened glass because obviously it's going to have to be really strong. That's actually 10 millimeters, so that glass is 10 millimeters thick, so that's pretty strong. Let's start with the legs. I've got this rather nice piece of wood. Now, it is a little bit wibbly wobbly in the fact that it's not straight down one edge. Do I care? No, that's going to be the inside edge. So that means that I'm going to just look at the length of this, which is 188. So we can have 4 legs at 47. Now, I think this is quite important that this is cut accurately, because otherwise it's going to be wibbly wobbly and that is going to be rubbish. Set square, 90 degrees. Measure the one end that isn't at a nice 90-degree angle. Check the other end is 90 degrees, which it is. And we're now going to measure 47 centimetres. 47 centimetres. And we're going to put a mark. I'm going to saw this with a circular saw. You could use other things, but this is the quickest thing. I don't want that falling on the glass, so I squished some plants a while ago. So I'm just going to chop this now. Measure twice, cut once. Perfect. Right, so we've now got our 4 legs. So our basically plan is to cut a groove in there, which this is going to sit in, and I think it's better that they go on their edges. So we need to decide how far down this it's going to go. So 5 centimetres down from the top, we're going to have a centimetre groove. Worth at this point writing something like bottom on the bottom. So that you know where you're at. Marking at 5 centimetre and then a centimetre on the short edge. Now, I could go all guns blazing and use this, but I think this requires a little bit of finesse. Not necessarily something I'm that good at. So I'm going to use one of these, okay? This is going to come in quite useful. This is a cutter block with angles in it. So it's got slots for cutting at 90 degrees. It's got slots for cutting at 45 degrees. That will come in useful later. So let's just use this kind of saw. Now, this is a very, very fine tooth saw. and it's designed for this kind of work. So what I haven't measured is how deep I'm going to do this cutout. I think it needs to sit in a reasonable amount, but not weaken this bit of wood. So I'm thinking it should be about 2 centimetres deep. So we'll make that a decision. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out these to that depth with my saw. Now, I forgot, so that's that sorted, but I forgot my chisel because I need to remove this. I'm going to do that with a chisel. One chisel hammer and one set of chisels. And I needed to say, chisels are very sharp. When you're chiseling out, they've got like an angle. So you want to have the angle almost pushing out the wood that you don't want. So I'm going to put the flat, longer end to the bottom side of that, so that the wedge will force out the bit of wood on the top. On with the glasses. There you go. Now that needs a bit of tidying up. Whenever you're using anything sharp, just remember, if it slips, where would the tool go? And if the answer is into me, that's bad. Right, so we have our legs, our supports. I guess we should just check that they fit. Ugh. Moment of truth, a little bit wobbly, but actually not much. That's pretty good to me. Now we just try a test assemble. That'd be a bit ironic if it smashed the glass, wouldn't it? Now there's probably some maths I could use to find the points on that it's exactly right. But you know what? I can't be bothered getting out my old maths textbook. So I'm just going to make it look about right. And hope that that's okay. My original plan was to put bits of wood internally like that, and that's going to look beautiful. It's just getting the angles right on this is going to be an absolute bunch of fun. But let's just try a test piece, and if it happens to be 45 degrees, which I always thought it should, then we'll have happy days. Yeah, as I said, this is where I'm making it up as I'm going along. Okay, well actually, that seems to work. I don't quite know why, but it does. I'm not going to make any, you know, that's fine. Fine by me. It works. Right, pencil. Now, if this works, it'll be a minor miracle. You know, when it doesn't. So that's that. So we need to carry on cutting in this reasonably random way. Some more of these. There must be a better way of measuring this. I can't figure it out. Yeah. Hopefully that'll sit in there like that. If we were to have these going like that around there, so that they all sort of linked up. So the first problem we've got is we need to find out where these legs go properly, because I don't think randomly is going to work. Okay, so I reckon the shortest distance has to be 30. So if we now chop that up, yeah, that's really, if this turns out all right, it'll be a miracle. So now what I think we need to do is we need to fasten these in place. So that's how it's going to work. I am slightly concerned about the strength of this, so I'm going to use stainless steel screws because this might go outside. Okay, now this is ramming, which is a hardwood, which means that it should be relatively strong. But I am asking quite a lot of it, which is why I'm using slightly longer screws. Now, if one of these turns out to need adjustment, then that's okay, because really, I think that has to be part and parcel of it. Okay, so we have put the frame on, we put the legs on. The moment of truth is going to be turning it upside down, or the correct way, and it not falling apart. Now, this is where my design may or may not work, so you are living and breathing this with me. So, we're a bit wobbly, but the principle is good, and I really like the design. So what I think we need is and it's a bit wobbly at the moment because I don't think the legs are quite right, but what we need is another set of supports. So this is called, what's the word? Design development. So there we go, we like it, but now we know the distances, so we're going to create 4 more of these and do exactly the same thing again. Okay, so I'm now going to screw those in place. I don't particularly want them to be on the ground. I think they need to be a little bit up. So we'll use the block. Okay, great. Right, so we've now got strengthening top and bottom, and the table is a lot more secure for you. So what it needs now is taken apart, unfortunately, and having all those bits and pieces cleaned off and then put back together again. But hopefully you get the idea. And actually, by the time that has been cleaned and oiled, it's going to look quite sensational. So from some bits of scrap we had lying around, we're going to have, I think, a really nice table. So there you go. That is another DIY project, a little bit more complicated this time, but teaching you some basic principles of using stuff you've got lying around to good use. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you keep tuned in or watch again for more DIY inspiration. I'm Martin Roberts, Property Titbits.